and welcome back to the Scale Modelling Cafe and this week's update. Busy week for the modelling industry and the channel. So I'll start off straight away by talking about some of the videos that have come out. Clearly the whole week has been dominated by Airfix and their announcement of a brand new tooled kit. They have done something very unusual for them, in that they've kept their cards very close to their chest, and they put out an announcement on social media that there was going to be a special announcement the next day. So 24 hours. Clearly the forums and Facebook and social media was awash with speculation what it could be. Everything from 1/24th scale Spitfires and Hurricanes to, it's going to be quite dull, isn't it? Just probably the long-nosed Blenheim or something. And lo and behold, it was a 1/48 scale Seeking. So I did a video on, oh my goodness, this is very exciting. I wonder what tomorrow's going to bring. And then a video of my reaction to the 1/48 scale Seeking. So I won't repeat myself here. Suffice to say, Fleet RArm subjects obviously particularly exciting for me, and to get another one in 48 scale, fantastic. What it has done also is kicked off a debate about rivets, and this particular meme came up, which really made me laugh, because Father Ted is one of my favourite programmes ever, and so much so I've been thinking about doing it for a while actually, because as you know I rivet most of my aeroplanes and I'm a huge fan of riveted models, so I'm going to do a video on that, so look out for that in due course. Talking of rants, I put up a rant video as well in the week. This one was all about a fallacy that sort of pops its head up every now and again on the forums and social media, and that is that reviewers always give biased reviews because they want the freebies coming. It always winds me up. It's total nonsense. Don't want to lose the channel or this video taken down for using bad words. Yeah, it's complete crap, frankly. So I did a video on that. I was even criticised that I wasn't very ranty. All right, I'll try and be more angry next time then. But anyway, some lots of really good feedback on that video. Yeah, thanks for getting involved. On that, Tool are the greatest band ever. I don't care what people's other opinions are. I only deal in facts, not opinions, and Tool is the best band in the world ever. Fact. Tongue in cheek, fellas, before we all kick off. And I end up having to make another ranty video about, people, modelers. Anyway, right, that was that. So last week, the painting and weathering on the Zucchimura F4 Phantom video, that went up on a Sunday, and this Sunday, I think it's Sunday, is the final part in that video. It's been a very long time coming. I'm pleased that I've managed to get the last one out. I'm pleased the project is finished. I had obviously I had a big pause right in the middle of it whilst waiting for some markings to come, but anyway, the last part of that video is going live this weekend. What I've also done is I've taken all 6 parts, well, the last 5 parts really, all the modelling parts anyway, and I've put together a no talking, just music, edited version of the entire thing. It's about, I was aiming for about 35-40 minutes. It is a little bit longer than that. I think it's about 50 minutes, 45 minutes. But the last sort of 5 minutes of that is just pictures and of the finished thing. I just sort of put it out there and see how we go. So you'll get the best of both worlds. You'll get all the sort of instructional stuff as normal, and then I will put up the edited highlights, if you like, just like many of the other YouTube channels out there and how they present their projects. So yeah, not too much work involved. All the work really is in the instructional stuff and the voiceover and scripts and things like that. And then yeah, just to shove it all together and do a one-off for people to enjoy is relatively straightforward. But yeah, I don't know when I'll throw that up. I want to spread things out a bit. So yeah, look out for that one. That's coming in due course. Right, the project then, the 109, the first 109 is finished. And it's here. And gosh, isn't it small? I've got a thing for small things at the moment, haven't I? Having done the 144 Key 51 from Clearprop before. But lots of people, well I say lots of people, some people, don't want to get ahead of myself, do I? Some people had been asking for a winter whitewash model, and here it is. So yeah, lots of, I filmed pretty much the entire thing on that. What I might do as well is just do a, just lift the sort of winter whitewash painting and weathering bits out and put that as a standalone as well. The painting and weathering part of this particular model will just obviously do everything with decaling and everything. Now on this, right, a very quick recap then. The cockpit is brilliant, really highly detailed. You could add a little bit of wiring if you wanted to, but as you can see, I've got the, I'll put it down because I'm waving it around. I've done the canopy closed, so I didn't bother. Do you really need it? Probably not. Will it lift things? Yes. And the other one, which is in the box, which I'm going to start this evening, I will be adding a little bit of extra wiring because that will be canopy open. The fit on that is as good as Tamiya. And I'm exceptionally pleased on that. It's better than the S199 even, and that's based on those moulds. The wing to fuselage joint, when I just did the dry fit, you could barely see the joint at the back end, and then I just ran a little bead of glue around, and then literally half an hour later just jing 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 with a little flory sanding sponge, and the seam had gone, which is remarkable. So kudos to Edward, that is fantastic. The extras I've used on that, I used the spinner and prop, which I think is worth it, because just the parts breakdown, you get separate blades, which makes it much easier to paint the spinner. And obviously these German aeroplanes, the spinners were fairly complicated. So I think the spinner and prop is definitely worth it. What else did I use? I used the master barrels, gun barrels. They're kind of buried inside really. But the pitot tube is beautiful on that, so I use that. Oh crumbs, what else did I use aftermarket wise? Not wheels. Oh, the exhausts, yeah. So yeah, the exhausts are open, but they are buried in there. I think you get away with the kit exhausts. So yeah, overall, what a beautiful kit. It's done in the markings of Hans Philip's aeroplane, quite a well-known winter whitewash aeroplane, modelled a little bit later than most of the photographs that you can see out there. So the wing root chipping's a little bit more and stuff like that. But the decals, I used some of the extra decals for the main, the badges and things like that. But I wanted to use the kit decals as well, which I did. Now, Edward decals. They've come in for a lot of stick, actually, but on this aeroplane, it's weird. When you pull them off the backing sheet, for example, the black crosses, they seem a little bit translucent. So if you put your finger behind and hold the decal in front, you can see through the decal. So that's a bit weird. But when they go down onto the model, certainly the the black and white look absolutely fine, actually. And I did peel off the carrier film about 3 or 4 hours later, and they worked really well, and they just sucked right down into the detail. I was really impressed with how they performed. On the model, let me just put my glasses on. If I just look at the model now, they are really opaque. So I'm really pleased with the Edward Decals on this model, even though they seemed a little bit translucent. I'm a little bit worried. Where they didn't quite work was where I did the yellow here, which should go all the way round, but actually when you look at the pictures, the white was very opaque and you can't really see the yellow underneath the white. But when I came to paint it, I was really struggling to get that sort of effect. So what I did is I did go over with a little mist of RLM 74 and then went back over with the white just to sort of blend it all in, and that kind of fixed it. But you can see on the bottom half of the cross, the yellow sort of bleeds through the white a bit, so the white's not as opaque as I would wish. On this side I use the Edward Decal, and on this side I use the Extra Decal. It was the same on the Extra Decal one as well. The yellow kind of bleeds through. In fact, it's a little bit worse, I'd say, on the Extra Decal side than on the Edward side. Also, the Extra Decal is slightly too small. It's supposed to, the cross is supposed to span those two panel lines and fit exactly. Edward's does, and they nail it. Extra Decals doesn't, but I decided to use one of each. I did actually use the Extra Decal one on this side, so it was a little bit translucent, ripped it off, put the Extra Decal one, was disappointed that it didn't quite fit. I had to sort of fudge the yellow band so it didn't look a bit weird, and was just as translucent, so I should have just kept with the Edward one, frankly. I think what I would do if I was doing this one again, because the other one that I'm going to do, it's not JG54, so the yellow band doesn't go around the cross, is I would probably work out and just leave that sort of white underneath that cross, or certainly not paint the yellow there. That's what I would do. Anyway, so that's that. I didn't use the stencils because the winter whitewash obliterated it. The only one I did use actually was the one under the left-hand exhaust, stencils wise, but yeah. So overall, very pleased with the Edward Decals. I know that sort of goes against the flow, but yeah, they do look a little bit wishy-washy on the sheet, some of the greens and some of the yellows, but I didn't use those. Yeah, see how I got on the next one. The next one's going to be like an early F, that's an F4, I'm going to do the F2, and it's going to, yeah, the F2, it's going to have the early RLM 02 and 71. I haven't got any RLM 71, but I've done an experiment and I can mix it between RLM 70 and olive drab. That's going to be the plan. Right, so that is that. Stunning, 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 beautiful. If you like Luftwaffe, you like 109s, you like 1/72nd scale, get that. It's brilliant. Right, so that's that one, which means, so yeah, I'm videoing that one for the channel. The other one is going to be done as a photo article, which I'm going to submit to a magazine, probably Air Modeler, and then it's going to be on to the next project, which I can't make up my mind. It's one of two. I'm probably going to do both of them back to back anyway. It's just which one do I do first. But you'll have to wait and see. Mainly because I haven't made up my own mind yet. Right, on to the news then. Okay, Airfix Seeking obviously dominated the whole week in the news, so I'm not going to go over that again now. You can go and watch my other videos that I did about that. Great Wall Hobby have announced a Su-30 in 1/48 scale. I love Great Wall Hobby. I think they do some fantastic kits. I built their one of their F-15s, the two-seater one that I did as Japanese aggressor, and I've done 2 of their MiG-29s. They are quite expensive though, but definitely well worth it. And especially with a little bit of Edward photo etch, just to take it to the next level, maybe some resin burner cans. But they are beautiful kits. But for some reason, the SU-30, the two-seater, doesn't really do anything for me. I just think the whole shape of the nose looks really weird in two-seat form. But anyway, that's come out. Don't know where that came from. Excuse me. Edward News. August sees the release of the FM2 Wildcat. So that's the later one with the taller tail and different engine and exhaust arrangement and other details. I think that's the one that a lot of people have been waiting for. Am I going to get one? I may get the Overtrees, or I may just wait for the weekend edition because then I get the instructions. Yes, I know you can download them online, but that's a pain in the arse. I'd much rather a piece of paper in front of me. No, I'm not going to print them off. So I might wait for that. And the other big news is the RArm Hurricane is out. Mine is coming. What I'm going to do is, a friend of mine is going home in 2 weeks for a week or two, and then he's coming back out. So I'm going to get it sent to his place, and then he's going to bring it out with him. So I can do a sprue tour type video and get that out to you. There's obviously, I'm not going to be first to the party, and there's going to be others out there, but it just looks utterly astonishing, that thing. Yeah, I've got plans for that. Definitely want to get that one done. And the other thing that's just about to hit the streets is the RArm Hobby, is the ammo MiG-17. Rennie van der Hart, he's got his, so mine should be shortly winging its way to me. I just need to make sure it gets sent to the correct address, because last time they sent all my stuff to the wrong address. We shall see. Right, there we are. I'll leave it there, because yeah, otherwise this is going to drag on and on and on, isn't it? Lots has gone on the channel over the last week, not least helped by Airfix. A few more stuff to come this week as well. Always great to finish a project, and yeah, exciting that I get to do another one all over again, which would be fantastic, and a little bit quicker. Oh, because I sneezed, now I've got hiccups. A little bit quicker because it's just going to be a photographic job. There we are. Exciting times. So thank you very much for watching, everybody, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers, bye-bye.